Hey, this is Mark from MTC Media. As you can tell, or probably can tell, I have forgotten my stand, so I have to hold my phone. So if it's shaky, it's going to be shaky. Hey, look, I'm here at George Mason as George Mason is playing Davidson. This is one of two games you're going to see me covering today. I will be at George Washington, St. Louis a little bit later today. So George Mason comes in off a tough loss to St. Louis, where they blew a lead going down the stretch that broke they had won 3 out of 4 coming in and didn't break a winning streak, but they had won 3 out of 4 coming in. It's just a tough loss. When you have a chance to get a win on the road against the preseason favorite or one of the preseason favorites, I think they were second behind Dayton, you got to close it out. Again, for George Mason today against Davidson, it is point guard play with Ronald Polite the third. That is going to be the most important thing, and also giving the ball inside of Josh Oduro. The more those two get involved, the more it opens up the three for guys like Cooper and Victor Bailey and those type of guys. As far as with Ticket Gaines, earlier today asked about his status. The status is there really isn't any status. These type of injuries take time. His wrist is still kind of casted up or in a whatever, or one of those soft type of things around there. So it looks like he's still at least a little time away. I wouldn't say he's like 45 months away, but he's a little bit time away. Davidson, it seems funny that the Davidson coach has the same last name as the last Davidson coach, as someone told me on Media Row today. Look, Davidson's one of those teams that they run their actions. You know what they're going to get of it. But they have lost their last 2 in a row. They lost at VCU and they lost at Richmond. Their only win in the Atlantic 10 came against Loyola Chicago, a team that is struggling. They also have a loss to Dayton. So when you look at that, their schedule early on for Dayton, it certainly wasn't done any favors by who they played early on, but they're also not what they were under Bob McCaleb. For George Mason, this is a very winnable game. How do they win? Push pace. You got to find a way to push the pace up and get live ball turnovers so Davidson cannot get into their sets that they love to do and get to their second and third actions. Dominate the boards, get second and third shots. Usually Davidson has long guys who rebound fundamentally. Oduro and those guys got to create second and third shots. And last but not least, of course, it is being able to shoot the three. Target should be at least 8 to 10 made threes at minimum for George Mason based on the style that they play. So again, George Mason, Davidson here at Equal Bank, tipping off at noon. This is Mark Washington from MTC Media.